Alright, greetings and salutations. It's your boy D.Boom. We back. New weeks, new energies with the Divine Masculine Situation. So, if you ain't checked out Divine Feminines demo, current situation, please check that out after this. If you ain't checked out Twin Flames and Separation for the week, check that out after this. We're going to do Divine Masculine's current situation right now. This will be followed by Twin Flames and Union, Reunion, and Recognition for the week. Definitely doing extended breakdowns as always. Probably going to get that done the day after tomorrow. I'm going to spend today and tomorrow getting all of astrology done for bi-weekly. You know what I'm saying? That's the 1st through the 15th. So, head, shoulders, knees, and toes rant. And we just going to get straight into it. Head, that's swords, thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology, the direction you going, the decisions you making, because everything starts from the mind. Then we got cups. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators on where you're going mentally. Heart and mind must be aligned with everything that you do. Who rules the heart and mind department? The Divine Feminine does. Then we got wands or clubs. Represents actions and behavior. These things that you're doing, these are things that you've done. Not what you finna do, because you ain't did it yet. What you done got karma and accountability attached to it. What you're doing has karma and accountability attached to it. What you finna do does not. Wands also represent the now, the current, the ing, the ing. You living, learning, earning every day. I'm speaking, you listening. We're in the present. Present is a gift from God. That's why he calls it the present. Finally, who rules the wands in Pentacles department? The Divine Masculine does. It's his arena. Pentacles. Persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All pentacles have expiration dates. All pentacles expire. And all pentacles are temporary. It's not just pentacles. It's pinnacle. Your highest height, your lowest low, your space, place, era, term, or condition. Let's give it the message. Overall energy. Fairly important here. We have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands deals with internal conflict. How this relates to the Divine Masculine. At this current time, a lot of Divine Masculines are plagued with their internal conflict. Internal conflicts, is your complexes, your internal woes, everything that's wrong with you. It's the part of yourself that you don't like, the part of yourself that you don't approve of. Whether that's guilt, whether that's shame, whether that's regret, depression, insecurities, all that shit is found inside. Now, in order to heal yourself, you have to deal with yourself. And the only way to deal with yourself is alone or by yourself. We do have the Hermit card out here. This is loneliness in a card, being alone in a card, or a class by yourself. We'll get to that in a second. But how this deals with you, masculine, is you got to start dealing with yourself. You have to heal. It's nobody's job to fix yourself. If your heart was outside your chest, it'd be your doctor's job to fix you. But since everything is found internal, you have to learn how to fix yourself. Whether you're curing a disease, mental disease, physical disease, whether you're dealing with a small problem or a big one. Your immune system is inside you, right? Okay, your heart is inside you. Your blood is inside you. Your brain is inside your cranium. It all deals with internal. One good thing to help deal with internal conflict is the step after the Seven of Wands, which is the Eight of Wands. That's communication. See a therapist. Or find someone you can trust, who you can talk to, who you can reveal your secrets to, who won't throw them back in your face. Find someone who you can talk about your past with, who's not going to use it against you, or once again, throw it in your face. Luckily, you have a twin flame, a divine feminine, a divine counterpart. One thing you can do with your divine feminine, if anything, is communicate. You can tell all your problems. Like I say, in your past, might be a person you regret, might be ashamed of your past. Divine feminine will never hold it against you. Like I say, you're perfect in your divine feminine's eyes. You might not be perfect to your family. You might not be perfect to the friends or the people who know you and are fully aware of these internal conflicts. But it's a judge-free zone with your divine feminine. If anything, your divine feminine can be your diary. The song Diary by Alicia Keys, pretty much describes your divine feminine. That's one quality you love about your divine counterpart. You can confide in anything. Now, let's put it on the flip-flop. Your divine feminine tells you her secrets, her internal conflict, the shit she's guilty of, ashamed of, not too proud of. And what do? You usually throw it back in your divine feminine's face. Divine feminine, actions and behavior, made a few mistakes in the past. Or since you've known your divine feminine, chose to go in different directions and made a couple decisions and, did a few actions and miscorrections, that you just love bringing back. Does it phase your divine feminine? Fuck no. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, 9 times out of 10, that's what I tell my divine masculine all the time. Like, I don't give two shits what anybody thinks of me. I could care less, And only 2 people in my life whose opinions I really give a fuck about is my old man, which is my divine masculine, my twin flame, and my old lady, which is my mother. Both of them are Sagittariuses, by the way, born a week apart. Date-wise, I don't know how old my mother is. Black women, they be lying about their age and shit. I mean, my mother could be between 57 to fucking 65. I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how old my grandmother is. They be lying on their birth certificates and shit like that. You know what I mean? Point I'm making here is, one thing about Sagittarius, man, they're kind of unemotional. They really don't give a fuck about, like, excuses, pity parties, you being all emotional and shit like that. Like, Sagittarius are the wrong people to talk to about your problems and shit like that. So the only 2 people opinions I care about are very opinionated. I wouldn't say they're negative. They just keep it a buck, kind of keep it too real, which is kind of how I like it. But it's difficult when, in my case, the only 2 people opinions I care about, their opinions are really, of me, aren't really at a high light. My mother respects me. My old man respects me. Twin flame respects me. But at the same time, my past is always thrown in my face. The decisions that I made that ain't really benefited me. I mean, it's benefited me spiritually, emotionally, as far as the long run. But as far as pinnacles, things, shit that could financially benefit me, shit that could be economically beneficial for me in the long run, I pretty much don't pay no attention to. It's funny what my mother says about me. It's funny what she says about other people about me. You know what I'm saying? But it's unconditional love there. She's a character, but the love always going to be there. Divine masculine, same thing. Other than them 2, I really don't give a fuck what the world thinks. But it's funny how the only 2 people that I look up to who I really give a fuck about kind of don't give a fuck about my feelings or emotions, cups, or the directions and decisions that I'm going with my life. All that matters to them is my actions, my behavior, and what the fuck I'm manifesting out here. Back to the masculine. Like I say, your divine feminine doesn't judge you, but everybody judges you. Your divine feminine doesn't bring your past in your face, but you love doing that to your divine feminine. Yet, your divine feminine still finds time to heal. One thing you can take away from your divine counterpart, she's going to teach you how to heal. Or at least be therapy for you in the healing process. But you're going to have to go inside. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like, 7 of Wands, internal conflict, you got to look at it from a bird's eye view. It's a lot going on. Like I say, it's a battle. This is you and your little squadron. You're going against this squadron right here. It's more of them than you. Now, in any battle, it ain't about who you fighting. It ain't about, your enemy or opponent or op in this case. You know what I'm saying? What you got to do is get a bird's eye view of the battlefield. Yeah, it's 2 of y'all, 5 of them. But if 2 of you go on the other side, you can flank these 2 and kind of bottleneck them depending on the terrain, depending on the environment, and win the battle. All these people have swords. You 2 have arrows. If you get to a nice vantage point, you can take them out. You're going to have to find a tree to go up, a mountain to go up, to really scope the whole terrain. Most battles are won through the environment. Look at Japan. It's a lot of crucial battles that happen in Japan. Japan was a war-stricken country at one point. You know what I'm saying? Especially in, like, 1600s, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. There's a lot of fighting going on, civil war going on internally. But if you look at some of the major battles, the reason why they were won was the location of the battle. You know, it took a couple generals or maybe one person to really see, hey, we not overran. If we go here, position ourselves here, if the battle starts in this canyon, at the bottom of this mountain, at the shore of this sea, we might have a chance. And as long as you have a chance, you can win. Like I say, everything is big on the ground. But if you get on a plane, spaceship, roller coaster, shit looks small. The person you about to fight might seem like a giant, given they're 2 times as big as you. But if you climb a motherfucking tree, they're going to look like the size of a cat or a dog or an ant. It's all about perspectives. Okay? And that's what you're learning, masculine. Thing is, clarifying this 7 of Wands, we got the King of Cups. King of Cups is my tough love card. You know, it's really the highest form of emotion you can be on. It's a mature emotion. It's the mature emotion to say fuck it to any and everything that ain't about either A, the kingdom of God, or your personal kingdom. That's you and yours. You know? So when it comes to dealing with internal conflict, the only opinions that matter is the opinions of you and yours. Going back to the King of Cups, 1950s, 1960s dad card. You know, tough guy. You know, Archie Bunker from All in the Family, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, George Jefferson from the Jeffersons, George Jetson from the Jetsons, Fred Flintstone from the Flintstones. We're not talking about Danny Tanner from Full House. We're not talking about Miss Doubtfire. You know, no disrespect to the Miss Doubtfires out here, but we're not talking about that type of dad, okay? We're not talking about Scully and Charlie Sheen from 2.5 Men either, you know? One thing about tough dads, tough guys, tough people, they feel the need to not be emotional. And if anything, be mature with their emotions. It's like a funeral. You know, the matriarch of the family just died. Patriarch of the family just died. Everybody's going to fucking pieces. The person who's the most emotionally mature is the one who's going to be the tough guy that's going to hold it down for everybody. Someone has to have a sound mind. Someone has to not be thinking in their emotions here. Not have to be reacting in their emotions here. Somebody has to take them emotions, put that shit on motherfucking mute, and carry on. But the people who do that, like your divine masculine, at the end of the day, after the funeral, after the wait, you know, people's been expressing themselves and crying and boo-hooing all motherfucking day. You've kept a straight face. You've been a tough guy this whole motherfucking time. At the end of the day, by yourself, you're left with your feelings and emotions. This is when you're crying. This is when you're breaking down. This is when shit is too much for you. This is when you wish you had a listening ear. This is when you wish you had at least somebody you can confide in who's not going to throw the shit in your motherfucking face. You know what I'm saying? And usually when funerals and death is involved, a lot of regret is involved. Whether you should have dealt with this person more while they were still alive, thinking you had more time, only to see that you didn't. Maybe your life was in a position that it wasn't in at this current moment. You know, when your parents died or parent died, and it's just like you're wrecked. You know, but keep one thing in mind. God is always with you, and your divine feminine is always with you. You know what I'm saying? You can always confide. You can always find comfort, safety with your divine counterpart. That's what they're there for. You understand? It's an act. This tough guy shit. Feminine can see straight through that shit. Family, not so much. Friends, not so much. You know? So when friends or family see you breaking down, see you vulnerable, they're not going to know how to process that shit, given the fact that you kind of held it down the way you usually hold it down. So it's almost like you can't even be yourself in front of your friends and family or colleagues or people who know you. But you can always be yourself with your divine feminine. And masculine, that's something you're starting to see and understand. Bottom line, more important than anything, we have you, divine masculine, in full form. Like I said, this is you in full form. Once again, Batman, not Bruce Wayne. Peter Parker, not Spider-Man. Batman, not Bruce Wayne. Spider-Man, not Peter Parker. Wolverine with the claws out. Predator with the mask off. You know what I'm saying? This is your true self. And the only person who knows who you really are, who you truly are, once again, is your divine counterpart. They are your mirror. They're your diary. They're your safe place. You can really be yourself. True self. This is your real self right here. Around your divine counterpart. You be your true self around friends, around family, around colleagues. You look unrecognizable. They think you tripping or crazy, or, you know, maybe you need to get some rest or take a medication or some shit like that. But being in your full form around your divine counterpart. Your divine feminine knows who you really are. Just put it like that. And the question is, do you know who you really are? Clarifying yourself. Oh, and when you're out in full form like this, you have a tendency to trigger people. Once again, masculine. You're the one. You have gifts. You have talents. You're a great person. You're unlike any other person in your motherfucking family. That's where most of the hate and jealousy and envy comes from. It's how you move. It's what you do. It's who you are. They might not tell you to your face they jealous of you or envious of you or wish they had what you had. You know? But in reality, that's what the fuck it is. You know? Clarifying you is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords represents things coming together. Effortless and frequent. Like zippers on a jacket. You know, like an elevator, like an escalator. You know what I'm saying? Like you going down a river current on your boat so you don't have to pedal. Just like you're going down a hill on your motherfucking mountain bike. You don't have to pedal. It's just effortless. You know? You being yourself around your divine counterpart, it's effortless. It's less stress. You know? It's a less toll on you. You know? So you kind of want to be around people or places or things that make you feel like your true self. My divine masculine, he loves fucking fishing. That's his fucking thing. You know, I think he does it because that's the only place he can really be his true self. Other than around me. You know what I mean? And my masculine's true self around me is like a child. A fucking teenager, man. He can really let his hair down. He can say whatever the fuck he want to say. He can do whatever the fuck he want to do. And like I say, not get judged. My divine masculine is 30 years my senior. But he has a very childlike personality. It's like watching a kid running in circles outside because he could be outside. He's just fucking enjoying himself. You know what I'm saying? Not giving a fuck or caring what people think. Just having fun by their motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? And a master finds solace in fishing. That's a time where he can reflect. Like I say, it's a time where he can be himself. Listen to the music he likes listening to. Be in the mood that he likes being in. You know what I'm saying? Being himself, basically. You know what I'm saying? And whatever your masculine's hobby is or what he likes to get into, that's his escape. That's his solace. That's, you know, a place where he can be himself. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever feels natural to you, divine masculine, that's where you kind of want to occupy. So if you can be yourself around your divine feminine, hang with your divine feminine more. If you being your true self is the only place you can be in your happy place, go to your happy place frequently. And they do. But here's the thing. When they try to bring people into their safe space, it's usually internal conflict there too. Moving on. Masculine. Energy you coming into or leaving. Two parts be coming with this. We got the Five of Cups. Five of Cups represents physical isolation, emotional isolation, or being in a class by yourself. Physical isolation, once again, you tend to do better alone, away from people, you know, away from judgment, away from criticism, away from opinions. You know what I mean? Like I say, you love being in solitude with yourself, but you also love being alone in solitude with your divine counterpart. Divine feminines, just look at your divine masculine's face when they're next to you. Like I say, my masculine's like a fucking kid. Like, I told him this shit before, and it's a fact. Like, I look at pictures on social media and shit. Every time I'm a divine masculine is like near his karmic or family members, you know, at church, you know, at functions and shit. He's got like this very tough guy, serious face. King of Cups. He's like reserved. You know what I mean? He doesn't smile the way he smiles with me and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like every time he's in a picture with me, motherfucker smiling like the Grinch, man. He's got like this childlike smile, almost like I don't know. It's like that's where he wants to be type shit. Like every picture I have of my divine masculine, he's fucking smiling. You see teeth, you see cheeks. You know what I'm saying? He's close to me. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we take a picture, we're always side by side, like real close. I see pictures with him and his family, or pictures with him and his fucking karmic. He's like reserved. He's not as close to them as he is. Like he's close to me. He's not even fucking smiling and shit. And I pointed that shit out one time. He thought I was fucking crazy, so I actually had to show him. Your subconsciousness tells on you. You know what I mean? So, like I say, this reserve shit, to feel the need to be alone. And sometimes the masculine has to be away from the divine feminine. My masculine has to take breaks in space from me because of these things that he notices and shit like that. You know, mainly to see if he can have the same attitude, the same smile, the same energy around other people. And I think he's starting to see that that's not the fucking case. Five of Cups represents being in a class by yourself. Like I say, this is a high school, 9-year-old high school senior that's in a class by himself because no one's on his level. It's a lonely place being in this class. Well, it's just you and the teacher. You don't have any peers around you. Okay? Especially if you got ADD and shit and you get bored and your attention span is kind of short, it's going to make you hard to even follow in your classes, even though you're smart. And like I say, your divine counterpart is the equivalent of another kid, another child prodigy, in the class with you. Like you've been 5 months in this class by yourself, only to one day to knock on the motherfucking door. Hey, we have a new student, and you're just like, what the fuck? And it's another 9-year-old or 10-year-old high school senior, you know, effeminate. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow. So finally, I found somebody that's on my level. Finally, I found somebody in the same fucking position as me. You can fucking relate to me. Because being a 9-year-old high school senior, like I say, you're in high school, but you're not a high schooler. You're not going to parties. You're not smoking cigarettes. You're not smoking weed. You're not drinking. Sips tea. You ain't going to fucking functions. You don't have a car to drive. Your nuts probably ain't even dropped yet, so you're not even really, you know, genetically in the same boat as everybody else. Like I say, you got a Spider-Man backpack. The lady that just came into class, the young lady just came into class, she has like a Frozen backpack or a Little Mermaid backpack and type shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your Wii in your backpack. You know what I'm saying? Or your PlayStation or some shit. You're going to play Minecraft when you leave here. She has her Wii or her Game Boy Advance or Nintendo Switch in her fucking backpack. Like I say, you two can play games together. You two have more that you can relate to. But aside from that, you two are on the same motherfucking journey. Eventually, you two are going to get to college. 10-year-old, 11-year-old, college freshmen. It was lonely as hell in high school these 4 or 5 years. It's going to be lonely as hell in college the next 4 or 5 years. But at least at this point, you got somebody with you. So I'm pretty sure the boy, when it's time for him to go to college and choose what college he's going to go to, I'm pretty sure he's going to choose the same college that she's going to, so they can keep this shit up forever. It's a forever thing. Okay? And if this is energy you coming into, divine masculine, you finally found your forever thing. You know, your partner in crime. You know, your motherfucking ace in your divine counterpart. Masculine's leaving this energy. Like I said, I'm in my twin flame in college and shit. At the time, I was focused on my dreams and aspirations and shit. College was default. I never really planned on going to motherfucking school. I mean, I'm a smart guy, but, you know, I was rapping at the time, kind of had other interests going on. I kind of wanted to blow up and kind of be in the record and music industry and shit. Till I found out what the fuck the industry is. Very demonic and shit, very gay. Just some shit I couldn't be a part of once I actually got to the door of it. You know what I'm saying? Shit my master was telling me the whole time, but I ain't really, you know, I ain't really consider the shit he was saying. He was telling me everything that I found out once I got in. It took me to get in for me to realize what the fuck I needed to do to get the fuck out. And that's what I did. I didn't finish college. My twin did. You know, so he graduated without me. It wasn't like we graduated together. I fucked that up. My masculine had plans of us going to graduate school together. Shit that he was mentioning and talking about, but at the time I wasn't trying to hear, because like I said, I had my own fucking agenda. So I can only imagine what the fuck it was like, my masculine graduating by himself. I had to work on this graduation too, so I really wasn't there. Like I say, my masculine is 30 years my senior. You know what I'm saying? I met the guy when I was, 24 going on 25. Graduation was right around 27, 28 for me. You know? So, my master was in the class by himself again. You know? Imagine him finding a person in school. School is usually younger people. Master's not the oldest person in school, but he was kind of older. You know? And man, like I say, from the first time we met, we just fucking jailed. So he was cool with me. His age didn't matter. None of that shit mattered. You know what I'm saying? He kind of had some issues, scholastically. And that's what I was there to help him with. You know, help him with every fucking thing. Help him with his homework, teach him how to write MLA format. You know what I'm saying? Like how to send emails, how to download shit, how to update his phone and smartphones and electronics and shit, set shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like the teacher. He was like the student. But then the student became the teacher. You know what I mean? And he surpassed me scholastically. Say all that shit to say this. I can only imagine how my master felt. Me not graduating with him. I can imagine like how he felt once I told him, like, yo, why don't you go to graduate school? He's like, man, shit, if you motherfucker graduated, I would have went with your ass and shit. It's just like it was like a decline. It was almost like his energy went down. It was almost like shit was different. And this is right around the time my first separation happened with him. Post-graduation and shit. It's almost like he had a fucking plan, and he did initially. But I didn't stick to the motherfucking plan. And it's like, in my twin flame demo, I've been paying for that shit ever since. They'll throw that shit in my face to this day. Once again, the internal conflict I got is fucking school up. You know what I mean? I can only imagine what the fuck life would have been like had we went to graduate school. Had I graduated, my life would be completely fucking better. But like I say, can't change the past. Things happen for a reason, and that's just how it is. So masculines are by themselves, or have been by themselves for a long fucking time. Feminines have evolved to different paths, to going in different directions and shit. You know what I mean? You ain't leaving your masculine behind, just like your masculine might surpass you in certain shit. He ain't leaving you behind, but it's just like you two aren't here anymore. You know? And it has a way of affecting your masculine way worse than you, divine feminine. As far as the feminine energy, we got the Eight of Pentacles. And this represents your life in a car. This is shoes on your feet, clothes on your back, the comfortable bed that you're sleeping in, the things in your life. You know, your houses in your life, your bed, your crib, your kids, your accessories. You know what I'm saying? God is in your life. Your twin flame is in your life. Like, the average person doesn't have a life. That's why life is the Eight of Pentacles. It's an 80%. It's a good standing. To have your own life is a good thing. Like I say, the average person doesn't have a life. Average person lives vicariously through other people. Average person don't know who the fuck they are. Out here trying to be other people or emulating other people. You know what I mean? Like I say, or living vicariously through other people, or living vicariously through other people's lives. You know? One thing about having your own life is you have your own identity. One thing about having your own identity is people are going to live vicariously through you. You know? So to meet another person with their own life too, who's on the same level as you, it's something you can build with. Putting smoke on your life, masculine. We got the Five of Swords. And at this point, when it comes to your life, you're focusing on it. The people in your life, the people not in your life anymore. The direction you're going with your life. The people who, like I say, doesn't serve you anymore. You know? One thing about growing up in life, especially at least the older I get, like I say, the older I get, the more I really don't give a fuck or what people think about my life, man. My choices. The direction I'm going with shit. You know what I'm saying? Because in reality, motherfuckers will never understand my life anyway. People don't even get me. So I don't expect them to get my life and life choices. The difference between masculines and feminines is masculines care what people think about them. Care how people view their life. The mates that they choose. The directions that they go. Have to align with the people that they try to keep in their motherfucking life. Unlike the divine feminine, like I say, who gives zero fucks? Shouts out to No Fuck Giving crew. No Fucks Giving, NFGC Tarot. Shouts out to Sherry, you know what I'm saying? No Fucks Giving crew. Feminine is part of that. You know what I mean? You either gonna align with your divine feminine's life, or you can step the fuck on. If you're not headed or in the direction where your feminine is going, and that's usually up. And what's up, guys? What's up? What's up, essentially, is ascension. Feminine don't care. Masculine, that's some shit you need to learn from your divine feminine. Stop giving a fuck. The time and energy you spend trying to please people who don't even matter, who you're gonna see in the end, it don't even matter anyway. Just look at all the time, energy, and resources you're gonna waste caring. Oh, the divine feminine wastes time, energy, and resources caring, but that's only for the people that she care about. Masculine, you spend time, energy, and resources caring about people who don't care at all. What your colleagues might think of you, or your spouse. What your colleagues might think of you and the person that you've become now. Your real self. That's why you don't be a real self around people outside your divine feminine, because these people outside your divine feminine are people whose opinions and shit you give a fuck about. The number one opinion you really give a fuck about is your divine feminine. That's one thing I can say to the divine feminines cross-watching this shit. Your opinions of your divine masculine, whether your masculine shows that shit or not, your masculine thinks highly of you and what the fuck you think of him. So if you think he isn't shit, or you going around saying your masculine ain't shit, putting it on Facebook or on blogs or some shit, your masculine's going to take offense to that. It's going to hurt them. More so than it will hurt a fucking stranger or a colleague or a friend or a family who got some shit to say about them. What you say matters. I'm talking about true twin flames here. Why do you think your masculine always asks you for your fucking opinion when they're going in a certain direction? My masculine always asks me for my opinion towards shit. Yo, you think I should do this? You think this direction I should go? You think, how does it look on me? You think I should get this car? You think I should go here? Like, you think, my masculine always asks for my opinion. He hates asking for my opinion, because one thing I'm going to do is keep it $150. And we're speaking about the feminine energy, right? I was telling my masculine the other day, too. I was like, hey, remember that day your karmic had you shook? I think his karmic gave him like an ultimatum or some shit. Like, you either gonna marry me by New Year's or this shit is over with, or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, my masculine doesn't call me after 10 o'clock. In the beginning, like when I first met the guy, he called, text all the fucking time, As we grew, I've been in my twin flame situation about 15 years now, going on 16. Masculine never calls me after 10. New Year's Eve, this had to be like 2016. I met my twin flame in 2011, 2012. And we didn't get in the union until like December 2019, January 2020. So, it took 7-8 years for me to get united with my twin. Like, for us to basically be on the same fucking page. You know what I mean? For him to kind of be his whole regular self. The person, the nigga I know. You know what I'm saying? Consistently. You know what I'm saying? It took us about 7-8 years. I have some twin flame clients. It took some of them 15, 20 years. I got clients who were in their 70s. You know what I'm saying? Who just got in the union and shit. Off and on with their divine counterpart for the past 15, 20 years and shit. Like I say, it's divine timing at the end of the day. But at the same time, what's time to a divine? So if it's taking too long, if it's been 7+ years, you still trying to get in the union, divine feminists, cross-watching, hey, just give it time. This twin flame shit takes eternity. This shit is a never-ending fucking story. It's gonna take time. This ain't no Disney movie. This ain't like these fake-ass or AI motherfucking twin flame gurus out here who telling you this shit is Disney and that this shit is gonna be, y'all gonna be together forever soon when you just met your divine masculine type shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It happens to some, not all, but we're just staying in reality here. Masculine called me at like 11 o'clock. Ain't never heard this nigga this scared. Ain't never heard my masculine. This nigga was spooked. He's like, man, yo, what you think I should do with her? I'm like, oh, your karmic, you know what I mean? The ultimatum she gave you and shit. He was like, yo, what should I do? Once again, he gives a fuck about my opinion. The most. And I keep it real. I say, yo, if she a good girl, if she's good to you, you understand what I'm saying? Like, give her a shot. Give her a chance. Like, if she's good for you, man, give her a chance. You know what I'm saying? Do what your heart says. Like, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't, if you having cold feet for some fucking reason, if something is telling you no, then don't do it. But I'm like, yo, follow your heart for once. Man, I don't want to hear about how the fuck I'm supposed to feel, man. What should I do? Feel. That's the heart and mind. Divine Feminine's department. Masculines, what are they department? Their actions and behavior. Their manifestations is what the fuck they care about. He's not trying to hear me telling him how the fuck he should feel. And I'm not telling him how he should feel. I'm just saying, think with your heart, bro. What do you feel is right? What do you feel you need to do? What do you think the direction you should go? What decision you think you should make? He ain't trying to hear that shit. He want me to tell him what to do and how this shit can manifest in a way that's gonna kind of benefit him. I'm like, bro, she ain't my girl, dog. You understand what I'm saying? But I know if a chick love me and worship the ground I walked on and was just all on my motherfucking jockster, you know what I mean? I'm at least give her a shot. Especially if she been around and been holding me the fuck down like balloon strings and shit. But I'm in feminine energy, you know. I'm led by my feelings and emotions and my decisions and directions, my thoughts on shit and feelings. He's not. Like I said, marriage is also a business nowadays. It ain't really about feelings and emotions. Marriage is a business, and it really doesn't pan out for men in marriages. I mean, that's kind of why I choose the bachelor life and shit like that. It ain't like I'm scared to get married. It's just like I say, that shit is a business move. It doesn't really benefit men, and I can argue that shit all motherfucking day. I'm sure you've heard it from other men. You know what I mean? It ain't like we just putting this shit on our ass or just like on the bandwagon with this shit. This is straight facts. But I ain't never heard my masculine that nervous. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard him that scared. Even like my mother. They're both Sagittarius. I remember my mom, her last marriage. My mom married like 3 times. So her last marriage, my mother's a Sag, man. She's a fucking alpha. You understand what I'm saying? Like my mom, it's all business with Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I watched my mom get married twice. You know, this time, older, walking her down the aisle and shit. And when I say my mom was shaking, bro, I ain't never seen my mama scared ever. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never showed weakness at no fucking point in my life. My mom was shaking, bro. I'm walking her down the aisle. She shaking, bro. She was shaking before we went through the doors. Like, before we went through the doors for me to walk her down the aisle. Behind the doors, she's shaking. She's shaking like a motherfucking puppy. I'm like, Mom, you alright? Like, you know what I'm saying? You good? Man, I don't know. You don't know what? Like, you already here. Like, how the fuck you gonna get nervous now? You know what I'm saying? You could have felt like this 2-3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't know. She was shook. Literally shook. That marriage didn't end too good either. But she felt it. It's almost like she knew this shit wasn't gonna work out. That's the same energy I felt with my divine masculine in this case with his karmic and shit. Saying all this shit to say this. You know. Masculines really focusing on their life. If they're gonna make you the love of their life, if they're gonna choose to be with you, divine feminine, or any fucking feminine that they're fucking with, because we're talking about the feminines in general, this shit is long term. You know what I'm saying? They just want to make sure they're making the right decision. So if your divine masculine fears rejection from you, from any fucking feminine, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna start to show. This tough guy mask they got on is gonna fall the fuck off, and you're really gonna see your masculine in his most vulnerable state. I would think that the masculine is gonna choose to be with a person he can be the most vulnerable with. Can choose to be with a person who's gonna love him unconditionally, not just for terms and conditions, especially when it comes to a business like marriage. Masculine. You in regards to yourself, you got 2 of Swords. This is options, free will, or a fork in the road. Either way, you're going to have a decision to make. You know what I'm saying? And given that this is the 2 of Swords and not a big face like the Knight of Swords or the Queen of Swords or the King of Swords or even the 8s, 7s, anything over a motherfucking 7, really. It's just a 2. Light shit. Okay, you got options. You know? Best advice I can give to you with your options, go in the direction. The right way. It's only one right way. You know? Only one right way. And that's up. And what's up? God is what's up. That's ascending. That's going in a direction that's going to take you to a higher height. That's going to make you a whole new creature. That's going to put you in places you've never been before. It's going to be uncomfortable being in a place you've never been before. It's going to be scary going to higher heights. Like I said, it's like going on a motherfucking roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Or going on a plane for the fucking first time. You ain't never been this high before. Of course you're going to get butterflies. Of course you're going to get nervous. But it's also a sign that you right where you need to be. You've been on ground for so long. You never went the right way. You always chose to go left field with shit. Like I say, You be the love of your life. Instead of going towards the love of your life, you go left field. Because you're scared. You're scared. It's finally time for you to settle the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? You've gone in every direction but settling the fuck down. Now you're going in the right direction of settling down. You want to get cold feet. You know, you made every fucking excuse as to why you can't do shit. Now you're finally in a position to do the shit that you said you want to do, and you get cold feet. And instead of just going into the fucking unknown and flying fully in that shit, you want to keep going back in the direction that you've been. My advice with options and you and your options, go to the road less travel. Do some shit you ain't never did before. You never been your true self around people. Try being your true self for a change. You've never faced your fucking fears fully. You know what I'm saying? Face that shit. I'm saying it's going to change your motherfucking life. It's going to elevate you. You know, what's Ascension essentially? Ascension is the Ace of Swords in my deck. You know, and Ace of Swords represents strength, power, authority, dominion, courage, valor. A for anything that you need to succeed, survive, and thrive in life. It was already given to you before you was even put here on this planet. Anything you need is here for you. All you got to do is acquire it, access it, attain it. Step after that, attaining something, accessing something, acquiring, is to make a fucking decision if you're going to go all the way with it. Now, the step after the Two of Swords is the Three of Swords. And that's going past the point of no return. That's making a decision and sticking to the shit. Seems like you need to go all the way with yourself, Divine Masculine. I pray that you make the same choice. Now, you always got options. Everybody has an option. You have free will. One of the good gifts that God gave us, man. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can go in whatever direction you feel you want to go to. You know what I'm saying? But go the right way. Wrapping this up. Future final card. Going to the future, Masculine, we got the Knight of Pentacles. And this is grooming. 3 types of grooming. Good grooming, two-way street. You love someone, they love you back. You respect someone, they respect you back. You can be yourself with this person, they're being themselves with you. You keep it real and truthful, they keep it real and truthful. You can lend them money, they can pay that shit back. And you can ask for money. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can pay that shit back whenever the fuck you feel like it. It's a two-way street. That's called shit being mutual. You know what I mean? Two-sided. You know what I'm saying? Or a two-way street. It can go in any way. And it's all good. Ugly grooming. One-way street. Shit is one-sided. You give love, but that love ain't coming back. You give respect, but that respect ain't coming back. You lending bread or giving bread, and that bread ain't coming back to you. So, if you choose to be in a relationship with someone, fuck with somebody, like I say, who's going to take from you and not throw that shit back in your face, or who you can take from and they ain't gonna throw that shit back in your face, who you can be vulnerable with and they're not gonna use that as ammo to hurt you, or you can give your secrets to and they're not gonna, that shit's not gonna blow back in your motherfucking face. You know? Bad grooming, it's a fucking dead end. It's a dead end. I live in Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the hood like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hella dead end streets around here. Say I'm getting chased by some thugs. Or the chops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm running for my motherfucking life. I hit a dead end, what the fuck you think gonna happen? I'm dead. It's a fucking gangway. I can't even get to the other side of the fucking street because they blocked the shit off. Or it's a big ass fucking wall, you know, to keep the people in this community a little bit more safer from the thugs over here type shit. I'm dead. Ain't nowhere to go. I can't go back in the direction that I was coming from because that's where the fuck they at. Dead end. That's a person controlling the whole give and take situation. A manipulator. A narcissist. A user. An abuser. You know, a person who has, like I say, they give zero fucks about how you feel. They just want what's theirs. A person who has no type of accountability. A person who plays the victim all the fucking time. Like, they're victimizing you, but then you bring it to their attention and they want to play the fucking victim. It's a dead end street. You're talking to a brick wall. You have no type of influence over them. They have no type of fucking respect for you. So the respect that you have for them ain't getting you nowhere. They have no type of love for you. So the love you give them, like, it ain't even a one-side street. They're really controlling shit. You don't want to be married to or be in a relationship with or a friendship with or a partnership with a person trying to control you and the things that come with you. You don't want to be in a relationship or a partnership that's one-sided. You're never going to get reciprocated with the shit that you're giving. So going to the future, find you a two-way street. Find you a reciprocator. You know what I mean? Find a mutual person. You're a 9-year-old motherfucking high school senior. If you're going to settle down with anyone, don't settle down with the high school chick who's just only with you because you a child prodigy. Or the motherfucking chick you meet in college who just only with you because, you know what I'm saying, you're a child motherfucking prodigy. She can't even do shit with you. It's one-sided. She's getting everything and all the benefits from fucking with you, but it ain't like you can really fuck with her. Fuck with the 10-year-old, 9-year-old high school senior who's going to be a freshman with you next year. And once y'all go to the same school. That's the message that I got. Hope I could be a good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Holla at you in a minute. 1.